From this year on, the idea is that we will be hosting this initiative, which is GLOW. GLOW, it's our games research lab in the university, and we will be having this award in Leiriacon for inclusion and diversity-driven games. So from this year on, briefly we will announce the prize rules and how it will work. So next year we can award our first GLOW Inclusive and Diversity-Driven award. It will be for any modern board game that is to some extent accessible. It doesn't need to be sold or to be bought. It can be just freely also available online. It can be in a different manners, and it will award games that have an important social role that can foster a mission in terms of what is the social role of board games and their impact in society in broad. As I said briefly, in the next few days, not during the con, because during the con people have much more to do, but we will share with everyone these rules and these specificities about the prize. With no more delays, we will introduce our next amazing roundtable and our great speakers.
So we are going to do this roundtable. The theme is co-design, and we have here Marcos and Inka, that are very famous game designers that created Village, that I love Village, the game, I love it.
Thank you.
And many other games. For example, they are very well known by the Exit, and these games are published in Portuguese by the that is you. And we have also here Israel and Shei, that are very well known also by their recent game Red Cathedral and the new expansion, the Contractors. The small box games. Walkie-talkie. Exactly. That is also published by Vir. So these authors that we have here today have all games available in Portuguese, which is excellent for us. So we're going to talk about co-design. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
I can start if you want. So basically, probably my first question would be if you have experience in processes that are not co-designing, or if you only have experience in co-game design, and what are the differences in the process between designing more like by yourselves or co-designing?
We have only experience in co-designing because when we start, our first ideas came together and we worked together at the beginning.
Yeah, for our experience, when we start designing, I was the one that dragged Sheila to the dark side of designing, because I started designing a game. It was really terrible, really bad game. It was terrible until I showed it to Sheila, and she told me like, "No, this is terrible. You have to do this and this." So do you want to join me to? We were already a couple, and that was my experience at designing by myself. One bad game and that's it. All the time we co-design.
My next question would be, what was the added value? But you pretty much answered that. What do you think is the added value of co-designing in terms of process?
Because
we have two brains thinking at the same time.
Exactly. I don't know the exact expression in English, but you have to express your ideas, but then you have to take it back because she's from her are better than mine, and then you have all the time you have to come along. You have to set some rules, and they have to be consensuous between both of us. Mm-hmm. So no one is right and no one is wrong. Like, okay, you have to mix everything.
Yeah, we work together.
You want to add up on?
It feels like a ping pong, Yeah. So
fresh input, then you think in another way to the same thing, and then you can discuss. We discuss. We often have many discussions about things, and I say no, that will never work, and then let's try it. We try it.
Yeah.
What I said, it doesn't work, and then gets new ideas, and we can always test together immediately. We don't need to wait to get a group to play test the games, so that's pretty easy if you're two people.
So would you say that it's negotiation? Would negotiation be a good
Sometimes.
word to describe it?
Yeah, it's the base of co-design and negotiation. Because sometimes you really push for some idea that you really think that is really great, because it's in your head and it's amazing in your head. But someone's outside your head, it's telling you, maybe it's not that good. Don't get too excited. And it's really good because, if, for example, in my case, if I was just me, I wouldn't be here for study something. So it's all a negotiation. You need, as Inka said, it's fresh input.
We spend a lot of time just
Arguing, discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not designing anything, just discussing, because that maybe should be there or there.
No.
Like for 1 hour. No, there, no. There. No, 1 hour, 2 hours. And then maybe the meeple has to be in the middle,
Yeah.
not to the right or to the left.
Yes, if I do the exits alone, I think nobody in this room could solve any riddle. So I need Inka to say that's much too hard, and yeah.
And I would like to ask something about the two views, because you co-design as a couple, right?
Exactly.
And with a female and a masculine perspective. Does this affect anything in the game, or this is makes no sense? These perspectives.
I think it have no sense. Almost in our case.
Yeah, I mean, we think more or less in the same way,
Yeah.
so it's not such thing as female perspective or something like that. I mean, of course, we need female in board game industry.
Yes.
Yeah, we need even more than now that we have. But designing, it's not about gender. I mean, there are two brains thinking in trying to solve some problem. I mean, we are engineers, so we are more used to just to thinking how to solve problems.
But we are two kinds of different engineers, so
Yeah, but the mindset is that it's like I have a problem and I have to solve it. So, I mean, you can even speak better than me about how to solve problems because you only design games about solving problems.
I think there are two board gamers. That's not a gender thing. And when we start designing a new game, both ideas are difficult to explain.
Yeah, just two people. There are no difference between male and female. So, good idea is a good idea. If it comes from a woman or from a man, we don't care. And I hope nobody does.
So, who had the idea to kill our families in the village?
Oh.
I must ask this.
That's from reading books from the Middle Ages, and I just love the stories, and they work with generations. If your father is has a a farmer,
Mhm.
so usually his son
He's a
gets a
farmer
farmer
also.
too.
Yes.
And so you read always, and the people are dying, and then comes the next generation. And I thought that would be cool in a board game.
It is.
Yeah. So
It is.
that was the idea from reading books.
So, but it's important that all of these people die in a normal way.
Yes.
I don't want to take it too much to general, because I was very happy that you said that doesn't matter that much for you. But some time ago, I interviewed girls that were programmers in the field of digital games, and they told me that people, when they say they work in digital games, people expect them to be artists, for example, because they are women. So my question is, what is the expectant when you are, for example, when you're doing interviews, what do people expect from you? Do people expect you to do, like, as the female co-designer, like more of the soft work, or like, oh, I'm the one doing, soft thing, the mechanics, saying that this is far too hard, or I would never be the one saying that families should be killed or something,
Okay, yeah, maybe sometimes we had some playtest with some people we don't know, and I thought, but it's just a feeling that they thought Marcus was the main part to inventing that game. But when while we're playing, they recognize that I have my own ideas and my own ways, and that they were some kind like they are surprised. Oh, okay, she's a real part too, not just Marcus is taking me with him, but that happens maybe twice.
Okay.
No?
Yeah, it's the same problem here, that the most of the time the people talk with Isra like he's the main designer of the game, and when we are chatting about the game, the people say that, okay, no, she doing thing.
No, not right now, but when we
At the
started
beginning,
at the beginning, I had to push her in front of me, like, okay, she's part 2. But I always say that I'm the 49% of this design relationship, because the 51 is because of her. With the really good ideas, she had the really good ideas. But as in the state of that, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I should be the one that has all the work, all the ideas, and she just helping me.
Yeah.
Like a waitress or like a fly assistant or whatever, like something.
Just putting cards.
Yeah.
For cutting cards or whatever, like my helper. Like no, it's the other way around. I mean, not that much, because with the game 50-50, and there's no. For example, for us, no, her idea or my idea, or
It's a mix of ideas.
It's our idea.
Yeah.
We always talk in plural because it's both of us.
I think it depends of what games you design, because first we design children games, and there it was Inka.
The Inka thing, no? She was
Inka was the
main.
the person in the front, and then it turns to the games for adult board gamers, and now they often talk first to me. I have that feeling. Yes?
So it's more like, since it was something it's not simpler. It would be a question if kids' games are simpler to design, but then it's like more something that it's related to the role of educating.
Yes.
It's a female thing.
Exactly.
That's very interesting.
I have a question also. You two, as a couple of game designers, have you ever designed with another designers, or this is a problem, like we are cheating with our teammates in co-design? Is this a thing?
At least in our case, we did not design anything outside from us. I don't know if we
At this point.
At this point, we're trying, but at this point, but no, because as I said, we are a unit. We are. If we have to go to a convention, if we have to go to an interview, we have to go to everywhere. We're both of us.
Yeah, we work well together.
Yeah.
We have the same schedule. This is important for designing.
But yeah,
And we want to be a unit. We don't want to design separated.
Yeah, but the question was if we ever design with the third one.
Yes, of course.
That's what we are doing. We have a friend, and we do games together with him. So we're 3 authors, and that works very well.
Mm-hmm.
We work with Michael Rieneck,
Mm-hmm.
the author of Pillars. of the earth. He lives in Kiel. It's about 500 kilometers away from us, and we often phone together when we work. Yeah, works very well.
Any other question, Katla? Or do we
I
let
guess
the
we could-
audience?
Yeah, I would have many more, but I guess probably now we should ask our audience if you have any questions or.
Yes. Anyone want to question anything to our authors that are here today?
I think you already answered this, but it would be nice if everybody heard the answer. You guys call yourselves Lamadice.
Yeah.
Is that a decision so you are presenting yourself as a team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it originated like that because
It's like a brand.
it's like that, yeah, or not that brand. Because it was curious because at the beginning, our very first game design, the names of the box was Isra and Shei.
Yeah.
And they always talking to me all the time. So we decided to flip over the names. So at least they have to say her name. You have a discount of 7. So yeah, since we got fed up about we are two, she's also part. I'm not only. We're like, okay, why not? Let's do something like a. Not a corporation because it's not registered. But please don't register Lamadice.
Yes.
And it was like, okay, we need something that represents us, and we came with Lamadice.
Like a unique voice in social media also.
Yeah, only one account for anything, and because when we have a split account in Twitter, for example, or personal, they only tag me when something about the game. Like no, so then we come up with this, and even if they don't want to, they're tagging both of us. So
Also in Boardgame Geek, people tag you.
yeah, but because I'm really noisy in
Yeah.
Boardgame Geek, so I'm writing all the time. So I think that the first one that take like, okay, this guy seems like he write a lot, so I'm going to write him.
Any other question? I have one more. How do you solve when you have a disagreement, an art disagreement about something? Did this make you abandon a game, for example?
I think you have to find the perfect solution, and that's the part of our work. And you can say the one is right or the other is right. So let's have playtest. Sometimes we ask our friends who play our games, what do you think would be the better way, this way or this way? But I think there's always a perfect solution, and it's no solution when we not both say that's the thing. And it's just a process, but you will end at the right point sometime. Also maybe it takes a longer time, but that's the
Usually
thing.
it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes time. I mean, we're in our main jobs because we don't work only for games, but I used to work in a team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, eventually it's like another day in the office. You just have to get along with your teammates and then find a solution. But for that, for who is right and who is wrong, when we started designing, we had the idea of writing designers to get an interview for our small blog that is nowhere in the internet. And we asked Nuno and Paulo, because we know them for Nippon, Madeira, and all these video games, and we told them, like a funny question, okay, who is always right while designing? And they told us something that it's got stuck in our minds for all the time, like nobody is right, the game is right. So it doesn't matter if someone is right or not, the game will show you if it will be a good idea or bad. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, the game will be the one that will be always right.
And because you talked about the financial dimension, so co-designing, it's good to design games, but is it good in a financial perspective? It's good to design games.
Not at all.
We're married, but so yeah,
Because-
because come to the same account.
Because the payments are split.
Yes, we have the same royalty like one
Like one
author,
designer.
like one designer. If you make a game with 3 designers, you need to split in 3 parts
Yeah.
the royalty.
Yeah. And I think nobody makes board games. The first thought is I will be
We're getting
rich
rich.
someday. So it's more like
They will
you
be-
want to do it. It's a hobby. It's a lot of fun to
Passion.
design board games, and that's the main thing. I think nobody's thinking about the money.
You're
when
going
you
to get
started with the
disappointed
games.
so quick.
Yeah.
I'm getting rich with this board game industry. No.
Maybe someone thought of it, but they gave up.
Yeah.
So they're not here.
So designing mainly is about to having fun in the first place, and then everything that comes later is welcome.
So do you have any suggestions for new designers that want to start a team, that want to
Have
start
patience.
creating?
Have patience.
Have
Yeah.
patience. And spend time in prototypes, also go to a fair, conventions, and so on. Meet people, tester, publisher, other authors, illustrator.
But for us, I think that the best advice to can give someone that wants to design a game or want to start in design or whatever,
We always
Just-
say the same.
I always say, just play.
Yeah.
Play games.
A lot, okay.
Forget about prototypes, forget about everything, forget about industry, production, whatsoever.
Have
Just
fun.
play.
Have fun playing.
Play
games,
and have
yeah.
fun. And everything will come later. And will come along. You don't have to even chase it. You have to look for it. Because if you play it a lot and you are the feeling that you want to design something, you will eventually will design something.
For us, playing games is like doing a research. If I am a scientist, I need to a research. Designing games is the same. You need to play games from other authors, other kind of games. But
It's our excuse for buying games. Like,
Yeah.
no, this is for research. This is only for research. So why do you buy like 60 games in SM? No, it's training. It's, training.
Yeah.
It's for my training. Are you sure that this kid game about, I don't know, Smash? Yeah. No, this is very important.
I use this as an excuse to my wife. This is work. I need
It
to
is
buy
for the
games to
university.
study there.
Yeah, we both are games researchers, so pretty much know.
And don't be worried if a publisher say no thank you to your prototype. We heard this for 7 years, and
So 7 years
Without-
trying to publish the first
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it will work anytime. So
Yeah, patience.
yeah.
And if you really want to do it, you're going to persist and persevere all the time. So, but I think that's like any other dexterity in any other. I mean, if you want something, you're going to persevere. If you don't persevere, I mean, I don't know if we have spent 7 years trying to get published our first game. Maybe we are not here. Because it took us like 3 years.
3 years.
And we were nearly about to abandon everything. Like, okay, we had fun, we worked a lot, nothing happened, so let's keep playing games. And luckily, finally happened. And then until today, but 7 years is just too much for waiting.
It's a passion.
Yeah, exactly.
I have can I?
Of course.
For Inka and Marcus, as you have already designed children games, when you are testing with adults or young people, the feedback is verbal, I think. But with children, how does it work, the feedback?
With children,
Yeah.
It's
How do you
pretty
know that?
easy.
yeah.
When you go to kindergarten or school, you immediately see if the kids like the game or not. They don't even talk with you, you just see it. Because they're always, or if it's finished and then the kids can make it again. Okay, that's enough, thank you. That's the best feedback. And if they're boring, they're going to start, oh, I want to play with the car over there, and they're doing stuff,
Yeah.
some other stuff.
But the
And-
same with the adults.
Yeah.
When they look in their cell phone,
Yeah.
it's over.
But kids are very directive,
Yeah.
so it's easy to see if a game works or not. Yeah.
And even the kids' games are simpler. Do you think it's easiest to design? Or?
No. You need the one really good idea,
Mhm.
and you can't put more stuff in to make it smooth, or you just need one idea and it has to work without anything you can do about it, because that's pretty difficult. So if you don't have a good idea, you can't make a game. And for adult games, it's a little bit, you can use some tricks to make a game work better. You can put another rule in, and you can't do that in a kid's game.
Okay, my question was about using our family. It counts as co-design.
What?
Using,
Our family
yeah.
to test and play the games. It counts as co-design. It is part of the co-design process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we use our daughter. This is our daughter. For real. She is co-designing. She helps a lot at home. Yeah. She invents with us. She tests with us. She has her own ideas. Sometimes it feels a little bit like a family business now.
That the reason why we start with children games, because our testers were at home and they have to play everything we design. Yeah.
Yeah, and by
We
watching
lost our
kids-
son years
Yeah.
before, but our daughter is still here.
We lost him to the game.
Yeah.
He's just in the
He's
computer.
a
player.
computer
Yeah.
So now it's time to share any traumatic experience.
Yeah, that would also be, I was thinking a similar question to what extent you think participating is co-designing, like when someone is a lot on playtesting, giving that much feedback, what co-designing is to you. Because we use that concept of co-designing in research also, but I mean, I'm not sure if it's in the same
It's
extent.
different.
It's
It's
different.
different because in research, I was researching in another lab. I do science, and if you are in a lab, you're making the testing or things. If the PhD wants, they can put in the paper, okay, like in the credits of the paper, in the ultimate one.
In the last place.
In the last place, okay.
Yeah.
Because you are only the hands, not the head. But in games, if we want to add another designer to the game, it's because it has a good idea for the game or a mechanic that fits perfectly in the game.
Yeah, I think that the concept for co-designing is about who's making the game. I mean, if you are designing the game, you can get help for many other people, or more heavy or less heavy, but at the end, it's your thing. It's about, I don't know how to say, famous chef that make a dish and he needs, I don't know, chopped carrots, whatever. So the guy that chopped the carrots helped to build that dish, but it's not the main chef that originated all that. It's more or less, I mean, we need the testers.
Mhm.
It's a pillar of everything in designing, but they are helping you, but they are not doing your thing.
Yeah.
It's different.
You have a mechanic, but you work with a developer, and the developer.
Add too much stuff to
Yeah.
it will
Yeah.
be co-designing.
Yes.
But if all the decisions are taken by you, you are the authors.
Yeah.
To just take inputs and then come up with another thing. That's it's subtle, the difference, but I think you understand, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Most likely you do a lot of prototypes and paper prototypes. When and how do you know it's good enough to publish?
So
Or
they,
you don't know, it's just go with the flow. And
I think when we make our playtests and you see it gets less things you need to change, you get at some point that you think, no, that's okay, we can send it to the publisher now, and it's at the end it's their decision if it's ready or not. So sometimes we send it to the editor and then we get it back and they say, okay, this point and this point, could you change it? So it's a work together with the editor and the authors, and that's the point when the game gets ready sometimes then.
For us, I think that it's when you're designing, there's a point in the design that everything makes click, and that moment is work. I mean, we work for that moment. Every day, like, oh, now it's good. For us, it's that the point that you can go to the publisher.
you can have a good idea, but not a good game.
Exactly. That's a good one. You can have a really good idea, but not a good game, because at least our games has a good original idea, but you have to build a game around that idea. So if the wrap is not good enough, your idea is just an idea, and you're not going to show to the publisher with that good idea, because the publisher will say it. You're like, yeah, but the other thing is crap. So why are you wasting my time? So I think that when you have everything that works well together, and you feel like it looks like a published game, I think that you can go to the publisher, or at least it's our way, because we know designers that has a raw idea written on a paper and goes running to a publisher. I'm going to sell you this, and sometimes they work. Not for us.
Not for us, but
No.
it works.
Any other question?
what do you guys think is the hardest thing to do on a board game production?
Marketing. Because you can have a really good game, a really good production, but if it has no marketing or got advertised or whatever, can slip over the, I don't know the expression in English, but can will be like a sleeper of that year releases. And yeah, because it's like the concept of hidden gem. There's 1,000 games every year, and you cannot try them all. And sometimes you play one game from 2015 that nobody knows about it, and it's better than any other game that got famous. So I think that is the most complicated thing, because you can have the perfect game, the perfect everything, but sometimes it's just nobody knows about that game.
It's lost in the wave. It's a
It's
huge
just-
wave of games
Exactly.
today.
And do you think that the fact that, going to co-design and the cooperation again, do you think that all this marketing barriers, being two of you, help you with these issues, or does it bring more barriers into the process? If being two people helps you with marketing and all the other processes around game design that are not necessarily game design,
No,
and around production more.
we as we said, we are a unit. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like they
Our publishers
treat us like one.
Our publishers know that if Isra can go to an event, I can go.
She's not going to go, and the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
we have to both of us there.
Okay. Do you have the same?
I think when we started, it was something special to be
A couple.
a couple, married. There were many people who asked about that.
It's still exotic for Americans.
Yeah, maybe it helps just to remember, that's from the couple, the game, and it's a new one. I think, but now, well, I don't know.
No.
But at the beginning, yes, I think
It's very
it helped.
popular
Yeah.
on designing with in a couple or with other authors. So.
Yeah, but we have a curious thing that I have my last name. Sheila has her last name because in Spain you don't change your last name when you get married. And any other interview from United States or any other country, like, but we don't know if they are a couple, they are married or not. And when we got
may I do this question?
yeah, we always when I have in interviews like. We have a personal question that maybe, yeah, we are married, don't worry. You can ask it, we are really know. Oh, you think? But you are going together everywhere, but you don't have the same last name.
We have a curiosity about this because we are both Souza.
Yeah, but
We are not married.
Oh,
And some people ask that in
Yeah,
conferences and something like that.
yeah.
No.
yeah, and one of the new games from the beer are from two brothers, and they have more or less the same age and the same last name. They get from Winter, and I'm expecting that they told that you are married. No, we are brothers. Yeah, I will ask them this session.
I have another question about that, about marketing, because usually the buyer identifies with the people that created the game, and we know that there's not a lot of women playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that co-designing in a couple or co-designing as a woman, it can bring more room to the hobby, to the
Yeah, probably.
board games? Is this a thing? This helps?
The market needs woman faces or trans or whatever.
Yeah,
Except for that,
you need reference.
yes.
I mean, if you don't see women designing, but it's in any other aspect. Like if you don't have women in music, there won't be musical women.
Musician,
If you don't see female faces or women faces working in the industry,
Not only like authors, also
in any other aspect.
in
Okay.
other aspects, like publishers or whatever.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it helps,
Yeah.
but it's necessary.
It's necessary. Yeah.
Want to add something on this?
No, I think it's
Yeah.
the right way to see it.
They represent. I talk for them. Don't answer that question.
You are Randy's now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
another brand. I'm going to change my name.
I think you can co-design a game with the four of you.
Too much
You
royalty
agree
to
a
split.
lot. So we have 3 more minutes. Any other question from the people that are here? Want to ask something to our guests? Yes.
So we are often in the position of having students who are doing projects and games, and they are forced into co-design when they would much rather be working by themselves. How would you, what advice would you give us for convincing them that this is in their best interest?
It's better work in a team.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
team.
That you have more inputs, more ideas, and you can select the better ones.
Yeah, but at the end, I think that for sell them to work in a team, you have to. If you're doing by yourself, you have to do all the work by yourself. If you're playing two, you have to do the half. And if more people, you have to do less. And if you're working with a student, I mean, when I was a student, you can do it everything by yourself, or just a tiny bit. Okay, just a tiny bit. I want to get parties and more.
As Sheila said, you have more input and you have more output. I think
Yeah.
we have published so many games only because we are a couple, a team. And if we do everything alone, it is
Yeah.
much harder. If you change a rule, you have to go to the next test group and test it before you can say it's a good rule or it's a bad rule. And that's what we decide at the kitchen table in 5 minutes. So it is much easier to work in a team.
Yeah, sometimes we are at home. We are just making home things, and in 1 second we change our mind that like, okay, in this design we can do this or this or this
and
or
whatever.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. or we are designing properly in a proper way, and we change our mind and we need to do this at home.
The thing is, you're constant thinking about designing. Like, I don't know, maybe you can be in the bathroom and then yell, you know what? So that happens.
It can happen, yeah.
But you cannot just, if you have that kind of thing about thinking in design, you cannot stop that. At any moment, you can have an idea and you go directly writing down a note. I want to lose it. Maybe you can read that later. 1 week later, like, what is this? So it was so important back then, but now I cannot even understand what it is. Okay, it was not important.
And for example, for testing the games, we split our tester in groups. He played with the tester one play and...
Yeah, when we do play test sessions, instead of doing just one, we can split and one go with one group.
We
and
play
one
online
and we can
also,
do it.
so we can
We can
play
go faster.
around the world. It's a good tool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So we ran out of
Yeah.
time. Okay.
This is more the
That's all.
Last question.
Is there any type of game which you can't imagine yourself designing?
Wanted to do or?
That kind of game that I have some friends that, for example, party games. I'm not designing party.
Oh, that's a good question because we only design games about Euro games or card games or whatever, and then we did walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
That is, we don't like cooperative games, we don't like real-time games, we don't like word games for words, and we made everything inside a prototype. But when we did,
People
Do
are...
you like walkie-talkie?
Yeah.
not now because our family wants to play it every day, and like, no, not again, another one, no.
People ask us for designing a game with campaign.
Yeah, or with campaigns, we cannot do that. But for example, for working, the bottom line of everything is we design that we like.
Yes.
We have fun. If we are having fun doing this silly thing about walkie-talkie, we will do it. We are not just in our place like, okay, no, we are Eurogame designers.
Yes.
No. If it's something is funny, well, why not?
But in that regard, the idea came up by yourself, or it was a briefing for the publisher?
Always by yourself, right?
Mm.
Yeah, because I mean, a publisher can tell you, hey, give me a game, do me a game about whatever. Like, okay, give me a contract, and I can work for it. So that didn't happen to us. But yeah, normally it's our thing. Like, hey, you approach the publisher and say, we have that idea. Are you interested? And
We do whatever we
we
want.
go with the flow. Like, I mean, we take this very seriously, but we don't have like a schedule. I mean, these guys have to do a lot of stuff for exit, and we're depends of
They have a
millions or
realistic-
euros depending on them. No pressure. But for us, it's like we're smaller, so yeah, we can relax. You don't.
And do you have any type of game that you can't imagine yourself designing?
A war game. I think I would never do a war game. That's something I don't want to think about in my free time. So I don't want to play games like that. But every other kind of game,
Yeah.
yeah. We did party games, children's games, card games. Yes, whatever
All the games we
the
like,
idea says.
we can.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not type.
So we're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you a lot.
Thank you so much. It was.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was great. I hope that you also enjoyed it. And we have been recording this, so this will be available online.
I'm very happy about that.